name is Dara. I'm a digital marketer and I also run an online business. Today, I'm going to be showing you all the opportunities that are available online. You can say that the internet is a gold mine. Okay, we're currently going through COVID, and with the pandemic, a lot of people have lost their jobs, businesses, and even those that didn't lose their jobs, they've had to have like pay cuts. But it has also brought opportunities for us. And so I'm going to list out a few opportunities and how you can start, whether or not you have the skills or if you have a system. Okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about is how when the pandemic started and there was a lockdown, many people had to close their shops, whether you were selling food, whether you were selling fashion items, no matter what you were selling, you had to close your shop. But people that had their businesses online were still able to make income. They were still able to make money because their businesses were online. And so it's becoming more obvious that we all need to take advantage of the online space. Whether you are selling food or you are selling clothes, your business should be online. So, since we've talked about businesses, the first thing we'll talk about is an online store. Now, I also run an online store, and basically, you don't need a shop. I don't have a shop. I work from my house, but all you need are your goods, and you can deliver them from wherever you are to wherever you want them to deliver to. So, if you have an online store, how do you run an online store if you don't have a shop? How will people find you? How will people know what you have? How will they know the prices? Now, we're running an online store. You have to think about it like, what is the process the customer will go through if they were coming to a physical store, right? So let's say they stop by your shop. How do they know where your shop is? Now, there are two types of things, ways it works really. Like maybe someone could have said, oh, there's a store by this so place. They sell this. Or they could have seen a flyer. Or they could have just been passing by and seen like a really nice design and be like, oh, let me check the store out. So as an online store, how do you get people to see what you have and where you are located? Now, a couple of places where you can have your online store is a website. You can also try Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. There's Google My Business. There are so many places that you can host your online store. And almost everybody's on WhatsApp. So you can also talk about your store on WhatsApp. You can tell your friends, I'm selling shoes, or guys, I bake. And that's one way that you can drive traffic to your store. So whether you're using Instagram or you're using WhatsApp or you're using Google My Business, how do the customers know the different things that you have available? You have to take pictures. I mean, they need to see the goods, they need to see what they are buying. And when you're taking pictures, you want them to be as specific as possible. So, for example, if you're selling two cups, one is like a 4-inch cup and one is an 8-inch cup, you have to take pictures that show the difference. And even if you can't show it as much, you write down the details in your caption or on the picture so people know what they got. I don't know if you've seen all these memes that they say what I ordered versus what I got. The person ordered one really nice shiny thing, and then when they get it, they'll be like, okay. And it has made people online very scared of buying from online businesses. But you want to eliminate all the objections that your customer will have. So give them all the details listed on whatever platform you're using. Now, you also want to have the price on it. You want to have testimonials. Now, if you're saying, oh, okay, I'm just starting out, I just listened to this and I want to start a business online, the first place to get testimonials is from your friends and family. Your sister wants to do a birthday. Usually, she'll go to Cakes and Cream and order, and like, okay, let me bake the cake for you. You can even give her a discount. When you just start a store, the first thing you're trying to do is to get as many reviews as possible, because people buy from people that have been bought from. Nobody wants to be used as an experiment. I say, I tried that out though, but they want to have heard from people that, oh, her cakes are really nice, or her shoes are not fake, right? Now, the last thing you want to do is you want to make your page look good. It should look really good. You should have all your specifics. If you are selling shoes, then explain clearly the kind of shoes you are selling and what benefit it will give the customer. Nobody wants to come looking for shoes and see hair and see different things, and you haven't stated clearly that this is what we offer. So you want your pictures to look great. You want to drive traffic to wherever your store is, whether it's on WhatsApp or it's on Instagram or it's on Twitter. Instagram is actually a very great place to have your store. That's one of like my big channels for my own store. And then you also want to be specific about what you say so the client knows or they have an expectation of what they are getting. So there are different businesses. You can sell items, and then you can also do dispatch. Now, I brought up dispatch because that's like linked to businesses. There are so many people in businesses, and now that many people are not going to stores as much, people want things to be delivered from place to place. So you can launch a logistics service, basically. Okay, so next thing I'm going to talk about is graphic design. Since everything is like online, many things are dependent on what people see and they feel that your pictures give them. It's simple. It's like you see a 500 naira product and you see a 2000 naira product. You can bet that the visuals will not be the same. The branding is everything, and what passes the message across of branding is graphics. So you can learn how to be a graphic designer. It's not simple, but it's something that you can start whether or not you have the skills. Now, I'm going to give two options. If you have money, you can pay for a course on online platforms. There are platforms like Skillshare, Coursera. You can pay for a how to be a graphic designer course, or you can pay an online coach. They will guide you and help you get through it. Or you can go the other way. Now, so this other way is if you don't have money. Let's say, okay, maybe you don't have a job, or you just finished school, or maybe you're a student and the pandemic has kept you at home and you don't really have any pocket money. You can go the free route. Now, there are a lot of free resources online. And since you don't have money, you should have time. So you can go with YouTube. You can Google free courses. You will definitely find free courses. The thing with free resources is that you have to go through a lot of resources to really find the gems. Like you won't just, when you pay for a course, they give you the easy routes. They tell you what you need to do, what works. But when you're doing free, when you're watching YouTube, you might have to watch like 30 YouTube videos to find 2 or 3 valuable videos. But because you have time, you should have money for data too, at least. You can watch these videos and then you can train yourself. So when I was preparing this topic, I decided that I would tell you the opportunities and I'll tell you how to start, right? So when you now start learning, how do you get your first job or how do you get your first client? Because in the end, our goal is that you're making money from it. Awesome. Your family and friends. You definitely have somebody in your house that has a business. Or maybe it's your church. You can volunteer. I noticed that there's not usually announcements or like graphics for Sunday service. Or I don't really like the color. Can I do something? And then when you're doing that, you can tell the person, oh sir, after 1 month, do you mind writing me a testimonial or a review of what like my work looks like and things like that. And when you have gotten like 3 or 4 testimonials, you'd have gotten a bit of practice, so you can now say, okay, I can now start charging for what I'm doing. Because you don't want to start charging immediately when you have not proved that you are giving value or what you are doing is valuable. And that's something that a lot of people do on the online space. Because it's online, it's easy to start. But if you want to go like far, if you want to be someone that you can actually say, this is how much I want to charge, and people will actually pay you, then you have to be giving value. So first thing you do, reach out to your friends, your family, your church, an NGO, anywhere, and just volunteer your services. So the next step is web development. Like I said, almost every business has a website. And even those that don't have, they wish to have. Why? Because a website makes it easier for customers to find you. I mean, if you go to Google and you Google a company or a brand that has a website, you will find them there. And they are globally, like, you, no matter where you are, you will see them, especially if the brand has very good SEO. So a lot of people have had their stores closed or they can't have their stores as open as before, maybe because of curfew or things like that. They're looking for how to come online. Now, you can read about web development and the benefits that it offers, and then you can pitch it to these businesses, right? So, for example, let's say you decide to take a course on Skillshare. Now, that's a paid course, and you take a Skillshare course and then you learn about WordPress or how to build an e-commerce website. You can offer it to someone that's like a friend or a family. Now, obviously, because it's website, you can't really offer it free, but you can offer it at a discounted price as opposed to just saying, oh, I'll do it for free, because you need money to set up a website. And if you're learning free, you're learning to build a website free, then you can also take free courses, and then when you start, you can charge a discounted price. Let your clients know what the benefits of a website are. In fact, one great way that you can pitch to clients is, if they even have a website, you can go to their website and you can show them all the pros and cons of their website and how it can be improved and how it can be updated, and you just might get a job. Also, you can also search for businesses online that don't have a website, and you can reach out to them. Now, one trick I know website developers always use on business owners is that Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, they are not your land. They are someone else's land. I remember there was a time that WhatsApp and Instagram crashed, and business owners were just like running helter skelter, and just like, imagine having built a page to 4,000 followers, 10,000 followers, or Instagram said they can be very funny. They'll just block your account, and you've built it to 20k followers, and now your customers don't know where to reach you, because that's the only place that they were reaching you. So you can use all those things to pitch to business owners, and most likely they will be willing to design a website. So the next step is social media manager. Now, everybody knows that social media is a great channel to push our businesses, to push our services. I mean, many of these coaches that I even say that can coach you in these different skills that I have mentioned, they are on social media. So social media has become a global marketplace. You can even sell to people in Ghana, in South Africa, in Germany, name it. So some people have 9 to 5s and they also have a business. Some of them have a business, but the business has grown to a point where they no longer can handle their social media accounts. Social media can be very time consuming. You have to create posts, you have to think of the captions, how can you engage your audience. There are probably some business pages that you follow on social media and you always go to check their page. Why? Because that person has put thought into strategy. They put thought into, what can I do to bring my customer here? What can I do that this person will always be checking on my page? And trust me, it is not easy work. I actually do that, and it can be really, really time taking. Now, if you're a business owner, you have to think of the products, you have to think of delivery, you have to think of accounting expenses. By the time you now add social media to it, it can be really like stressful. So many business owners are looking for somebody that can say, you know what, I will handle your business social media handles. Just go and do your customer service, do your accounting, do your delivery, handle all that. Me, I will post on your page, I will reply you anybody that comments on your page, I will come up with different ideas and different pictures that can be posted on the page. And so that's what a social media manager does. How can you get started? Take courses. Take courses and start practicing. You have to practice. The thing with social media management is that you get better as you go. I can remember when I first started, I actually started because I had a business. So I started reading about it and I just fell in love with it. I studied engineering. I have never worked in engineering in my life because I just fell in love with marketing and social media management. And I have gotten better over the years. Sometimes when I look at the work I did when I first started, I'm like, how did they even hire me? So definitely practice makes you better. So keep at it. Go to your friends, go to your family members, even if it's 2 weeks, like just let someone else see your work and give you feedback. The client can be like, oh, I really liked this, but the picture was too busy, or oh, I really like this, but this is your caption. And so you can keep making like changing and upgrading yourself and learning and learning and learning till you're better. And then you now become like the people that will now be telling clients, oh ma'am, these are my services, these are my charges, this is this and that. So if you want to do free courses, I mean, Google does free courses, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they teach free courses. And then you can also have free courses on Coursera. Like, I don't think there's any, when it comes to knowledge, I don't think there's any excuse. My mom used to quote the scripture. She said, in last days, knowledge shall abound. Like, knowledge is literally choking us right now. So it is you. You have to make out time for it. If you say you want to learn social media, you can pick out some hours a day that you read on it, you watch videos on it, and you practice. Okay. The next step is content creator. Now, what is a content creator? A content creator is someone that creates content, and content can be anything. It can be words, it can be videos, it can be pictures, name it. For example, Lasisi is a content creator. Talma is a content creator. These people use comedy, but even their comedy, you see that they chip in ads. They say, oh, they laugh about Bitcoin, but indirectly they're telling you that, oh, you should join the Bitcoin program, or you should buy a certain things. There are also like YouTubers that do hair tutorials, makeup tutorials, and what they are trying to do is teach you or like educate you. But what they are churning out is content. So you can be a content creator, whether you want to run a podcast, or you want to do skits, or you want to be taking pictures for brands. Some brands, they can't take good pictures even with their phones. You can be a content creator. You can be someone that takes pictures for brands. They also call them product photographers. And you can do that too. You can make videos for brands, but you're still creating content, and people are looking for somebody that can create content for them, especially when they don't have time. Imagine a business owner that has 150 products. She still has to think about delivery and accounting and handling customers. So if she sees someone that is willing to help her create content for her page or for her website, she would definitely hire you. How do you start? Take courses. Practice. Practice with the things around your house. Practice with your phone. You don't necessarily need a laptop at first. Maybe when you get better, you can now upgrade the things you have. But the thing about us is that you have to start with what you have. Don't go trying, oh, I don't have money to buy a camera. I don't have money to buy props. Props are like you can take a pen, you can take the things around you and start with those. Then as you get better, you can now upgrade, and people will be willing to pay more for an upgrade version of you. Okay, the next thing is a DM closer or a social media customer rep. Now, like I said about social media, it can be very time consuming, and the business owner may actually be able to create content for themselves. They might not mind posting on their page. For example, I am a digital marketer, so I post on my page by myself. I create my content by myself, come on my ideas. But DM closers are people that are in the DM. And if you're very busy, a customer might DM you and you will miss it, especially if you get like a lot of DMs. And then when you remember, maybe you remember 3 or 4 days after, and you reach out to the customer is like, oh, I bought from somebody else, or oh, I've spent the money, or oh, maybe next time. Or some will never reply you because they're like, how can you be running a business and you've not replied in 3 days? So a DM closer is someone that is in the DM. I know it's very funny. I heard about this like maybe 2 months ago.